right. Hello, my darlings. I am here tonight with a very special guest for us. This is for you tonight. If you are wanting to lose weight and you are thinking about making some New Year's resolutions, I'm happy to share with you my friend and colleague tonight. Rose Stein is here with us. Welcome, Rose.
Hi.
So glad you're here. And Rose is a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a nutrition specialist, and she is a stubborn weight loss expert. She's the founder of the Perfect Fit signature weight loss program, and she helps women every day do the seemingly impossible thing, which is actually heal their relationship with food and lose weight and keep it off. So I'm really excited to have Rose with us tonight. Welcome, Rose, to our group here.
Hello, ladies. Hello, everybody.
It's time to be here.
Honey, I'm actually live in a group, so please close my door.
It's time to be here.
Yeah, go.
And the kids are here. Hey,
Of course, literally the second that we go live in the group. Oh my goodness. You know what's actually really funny about my whole business and my program and everything that I do around health and wellness and weight loss and the mind and the body, and really giving ladies the tools that they need to really shine, right? To feel good in our bodies, to feel good with the choices that we're making, to have ourselves on the self-care list. Part of that has to happen within the chaos of life.
You got it.
It totally does. And
perfect example, right? I think that's one of the problems is when we're trying to lose weight and then we get all stressed out and we get the emotional, it's just things get in the way, right? And you know what, Rose, I love what you're saying too about, because I talk about this all the time, is having self-care be on the top of that list, because especially, if you're dealing with a lot of stress in your life, you're dealing with relationship challenges, it's, we've got to have that be really number one on our priority list, is how do we care for ourselves? And I love what you're saying about, we want to feel good. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want to feel good in our body. And so tell us a little bit more about how you help women heal their relationship with food and why you're so passionate about this work that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you for asking. The why, it is important. It's really important why I do what I do. And that's actually one of the things that I really help draw out of women, that they have the motivation inside. Motivation isn't something that we necessarily get from outside. A lot of women ask for that, right? They're like, well, how do I stay motivated? And it seems like it was well, if I had this trainer, if I had this thing, or if I had this out there, if I could just lose some weight, I would have the motivation. There's so many things on the outside, when really, when we know our deeper why of why we want the change, it makes it so much easier. The energy that sparks out of that desire, that understanding, that clarity is so powerful that then we don't need any of the outside things, right? We have that internal motivation. So personally, for me, what happened is years ago, when I was about 8 years old, my mom was on all kinds of crazy diets. She was about 100 pounds overweight. And she got her jaw wired shut a couple times to lose weight, among many other things. And I remember one time we had a pillow fight and she got a feather stuck in her throat and she couldn't get it out because her jaw was wired shut, and it was really scary. And I remember asking her, what? How is it that important? What are you doing? What is happening? And I remember her response to me was, your father doesn't like overweight women. And I didn't know what the heck that meant, but I knew that I didn't want, whatever that was, I didn't want it. And, around that same time, I was in the kitchen and I was putting some cream cheese on a bagel, one of my favorite snacks. And my dad came in, he said, honey, don't put so much cream cheese on your bagel. You're going to get fat. He didn't know what he was saying. She didn't realize she was passing on her stuff, right? And I remember running to my room, and I slammed the door shut, and I was just crying, and I just wanted him to like bang down the door and hold me and hug me and tell me that I was lovable no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that time, what I pieced together was the food that brings me this like joy and pleasure, and I love it, and it's tasty, and I love it, is going to make me unlovable. That was so confusing to me. And for many years, I didn't really realize that the impact that trauma had on my life until many years later. I struggled with my weight. I could lose the weight and I would gain it back, and I would lose it, I would gain it back. And when I was thin, I thought I was heavy. And when I was heavy, I didn't really care, but then I couldn't fit into my clothes and I was having these health problems. And 50 pounds I gained 6 times, and lost it, gained it, lost it. I'm like, this is craziness, right? This is craziness. And so at one point, finally, somebody showed me a different way, right? Somebody showed me that it's not just the diet, right? It's not just getting rid of the weight, that I had a heaviness on my heart, that I had a heaviness on my shoulders, that I had this heaviness, right? In my mind, the way that I thought about myself, the way that I thought about food, the way that I thought about my body, my relationship with food, my relationship with body. And when I was willing to do some of the work and to heal some of that pain and that trauma, then it's like, oh my God, now it's easy to stick to the diet. And it's not really a diet, it's like just eat real food. Right? But that seemed too complex when you're stuck in an emotional kind of chaos of stuff. So for me, my why really came with that little boy. I don't know if he popped in and you actually got to see him, but at least you saw me going, shh, go away, just a couple minutes ago. It was a point where I was standing in front of the refrigerator, and it was a holiday time just like this. And I had taken a bunch of those little mini cupcakes home. I had like 1,000 of them in my fridge, and I was having a feeling, right? I didn't want to, but I was like, oh, New Year's, all resolution, but I'm going to eat all the stuff now. And I had the refrigerator door open. I didn't even sit down. All right. Door open. And I'm just eating these mini cupcakes out of the fridge. And I turn, and he's my son. This was, several years ago. I turn and he's standing behind the refrigerator door, and he's like, Mom, what are you doing? And I was so ashamed, right? It was like, I was like, like someone like caught me doing my secret naughty thing. And he was old enough to know like what is happening right here. And I just blurted out like, don't judge me.
Wow.
And it was at that point that I realized, whoa, wow, I've got a little bit of work to do. I don't want to pass on all that same hurt to my son. And I think that's a big motivation for a lot of women. Like they see their kids growing up and it's like, yikes, I thought it was just my thing. And now I realize that maybe this relationship with food, right? And how I nurture myself, how I show up for myself, how I self-care. My relationship with food is very tied into all these little ways in which I care for myself. And so I'm very passionate about it. I'm passionate about it for myself. I'm passionate about it for my son. And so what I do, it's like, oh yeah, I help people lose weight. It's a lot more than that, right? The weight doesn't just come off of the body, and it's not just held on the body, right? There's some other elements to it. And so that's really my why. My why is for me, my why is for the next generation. And my why is also having experienced now the freedom that I have. And I know that it's possible, which I didn't even realize that it was possible. Now that I know that it's possible, it's like this burst of energy has come in me. I'm like, I have to share this. I cannot keep this secret, right? Too many women suffer the way that I had suffered for so long, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, that's a really powerful story, Rose. Thank you for sharing all of that. I think that's really what it comes down to, is that emotional connection we have. Because I think, it's natural. We eat the food. It does good stuff to our brain chemistry. It makes us feel good, right? And so that's a coping mechanism. Yep. And as long as we're looking for like external motivations or external controls, it can maybe work for a short time, but that's why diets don't work in the long run. So it's like, it really comes down to that sense of not I don't know, just a sense of freedom, like with healing the relationship with food and seeing it, finding other ways to nurture ourselves. I know that, I mean, I'm guilty too, like I will sometimes eat more sweet things if I'm not feeling like I need more sweetness in my life. But I've seen, like, I know, and it's, at least I do it consciously. It's like, all right, I know, like, let's just sit down and what is it that I really need right now? Is it this little, and I mean, if I eat sweet stuff, it's like an organic date or something, but it's still like I eat, but I can recognize when it's, that's really not going to solve the problem. And if I choose to, use that in the moment and make that a conscious choice, then I don't beat myself up for it either. So, I mean, I know also coming from that wellness background, there is, having some experience too with just that, healing the relationship with food and how that all goes along with just being able to process having tools to process our feelings and really loving who we are. So I love that how we're, we're kind of, our goals are the same. It's like, how do you love who you are and love being in your body and having the tools you need to, cope with your emotions and all of that. So tell us, I know you also do, Rose, hypnotherapy to help with that. Can you speak a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, hypnotherapy and why I add in, like, certified clinical hypnotherapist, because people go, well, you're going to make me quack like a duck, or you're going to get up on stage and like do something with a tutu. I've seen that before. And I'm like, yeah, I totally get that. So clinical hypnotherapy is a bit different. The basic idea is that, and this is the way that it was taught to me, my mentor said, Rose, don't worry about getting people into hypnosis. That's not really what clinical hypnotherapy is about. Really what it's about is helping people get out of the hypnosis that they place themselves in, or that society or their families or whatever it is, right? There's reasons why we do what we do, behave the way that we behave, have the habits that we have, the thinking that we have. And people come to me because they're doing something over and over and over again that they don't want to be doing, right? If you're not even aware of the problem, you're not going to go to a hypnotherapist to help you with it, right? As soon as you become aware, whether it's smoking or it's fears or it's phobias, or if it's, overeating or even under eating or whatever it is, people come to me because they're like, I'm engaging in a behavior and I consciously don't want to do it anymore, but for some reason I keep doing it. So that's the hypnosis, like realizing that, like, wow, I've hypnotized myself into doing something even when I don't want to do it.
Wow, what a cool definition of, I've never thought about it that way. It's like flipping it around, and that makes sense. It's like we're all kind of, like subconsciously or unconsciously doing our habitual patterns of thinking and acting and our, our behaviors. And so to receive the hypnotherapy as a way to break out of that trance-like, pattern, our habitual patterns, that's a beautiful way to think about it. Yeah. So do you have any, I know you have a free training coming up, Rose, it sounds like it's going to be amazing, that I want to share with everybody here too, but do you have any other tips right now that you want to share for people who are wanting to lose weight and have been struggling with that and thinking about making New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, well, first off, come to my free training because I'm going to give you some awesome things. The next thing, though, that I think is really important is, and we just talked about this right now, it can sometimes be very helpful to go back and discover why we are doing the things that we are doing. However, what I found is what's even more helpful, because a lot of us have kind of done that, right? We mold over in our mind the why. Well, my mom did this and my dad said that, and this is the way it is, and he did that. All of these like whys, why, it's so hard. Really, the why that you want to get in touch with is, why do you want to change? And that's in hypnosis what we call future pacing, looking into the future and setting a goal, because there are 1,000 opportunities and possibilities for you at any one moment in time. And when you become very specific with yourself, with your mind, this is about taking back control. This is your power, your control. This is about you stepping into your greatness and your amazingness as the human being that you are. And when you are intentional about why you want what it is that you want, it becomes really easy to disregard all of the chatter and all of the other opportunities and all of the other stuff of life and stay focused on what it is that you really want.
Beautifully said, Rose. I love that. I was getting chills all over my body as you were saying that. Infinite possibilities. At any moment, we can choose a different way. And I'm so excited about your upcoming training. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, even though, of course, I talk a lot about don't wait till New Year's. You know what? We just kind of all do. Like energetically, we like new months, new years, new beginnings, new opportunity. Right? It's kind of like ingrained in our DNA that the end of a year is a transition time. And we are ready on so many levels to transition out of what was and transition into what is to become. And again, when we create a space for ourselves in community, where we are around like-minded people, that energy, it pulls us, it draws us towards. So that's why I'm going to be going live in my group on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'm calling it Bounce Back 2022. The 3 ways to take back control and make losing weight easy, simple, and fun. Because if it's easy, simple, and fun, then we just might stick with it for longer than the 14 days that people usually have a New Year's resolution. We can really extend this out so that the changes are made on such a level where even if we don't want to do it, we do it anyway. And that's really where the power comes in, creating those habits.
Sounds amazing, Rose. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to put a link into the comments if anybody is interested in joining Rose for this free training that she is so generously offering to everybody. There'll be a link in the comments. You can click on that to register. That's coming up, free 3-day training. Yeah, I'm just really excited to see, I think that's going to be really powerful for people to just come into, peace with the food, with yourself, take back the control, and just really, how to take good care of you and get on the track that you want to get on to take care of your body and feel good about yourself and who you are and how you look and all of that. So thank you so much, Rose, for doing that and for sharing with us tonight here in our group. Any last words of wisdom before we let you go?
You got it. You got this. You can do it. If you have the spark of desire inside of you, that tells me that you have everything that you need. You have what it takes to take it to the next level, to take the next step, to actually get the results that you desire. If you did not have that spark of desire and willingness, then you would not have already have in your path and your plan the resolution and the solution available to you. So if it's there, know that you got this and you can do it.
I love that. Wonderful. We've got it. We have the desire. It's done. We've got it. We just need to reach out and get the support we need to figure out the path forward. So thank you so much, Rose. And remember to click that link below if you are interested in joining Rose for the 3 Bounce Back Big. Say it again, Rose, the title.
It's quite a mouthful. So let me see if I can get it. So it's Bounce Back 2022. I just thought that was so appropriate for like the craziness that's been going on for a while, that we just need to, and we need, like, that's kind of fun and easy, right? Like bouncing. It reminds me of Tony the Tiger, right? Or the Tigger. That is a Tigger, the bouncing little Tigger guy. So it's Bounce Back 2022. The 3 ways to take back control and make losing weight easy, simple, and fun.
Beautiful. Sounds like an awesome solution. Rose, thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Sending you lots of love to everybody. Wishing you all a wonderful new year. And click below if you want to join Rose for her amazing free training and get yourself on track with your food and your body and your weight and all that good stuff.
That's right.
All right, my darlings. Lots of love. Bye for now.
Bye.